the river Kinabatangan, and feeding it is a small tributary called the Menangle. Their muddy waters flow through the Malaysian state of Sabah, in the northeast of the romantic island of Borneo. It's a tropical area of steamy riverine forest. In the trees that line the river lives one of the strangest looking animals on earth. It's unique to Borneo. It's the aptly named Proboscis monkey. Way above the river, they're warming up for an event best described as the high long jump. These animals are prodigious athletes. It's just after dawn on the Menangle. The diurnal inhabitants of this primeval world are about to become active. Many of Malaysia's forest species enjoy relative sanctuary here. Proboscis monkeys live in troops. Each night, the troop roosts in tall trees alongside and often overhanging the river. Just why they come to roost here has been cause for much speculation. Another puzzle concerns the huge noses which give them their name. One theory is that the large area of skin exposed to the air helps to regulate body temperature, important for a large animal in a hot environment. The nose is especially prominent in males. It continues to grow well after the rest of his body has reached full size. The most likely explanation is that the nose plays an integral part in sexual selection. The better endowed the male is, the more attractive he'll be to females. As a result, the largest nosed individuals will have the greatest number of offspring and continue the evolutionary trend to even larger noses. Proboscis society is based on a harem structure. The dominant male rules over a group of anything up to 20 animals, females and their young. Each morning they wake unhurriedly and take stock of their surroundings. The first requirement is to renew energies with a leisurely breakfast. He may look relaxed, but he's likely to face a number of challenges before the day is over. The first is finding enough to eat. The roosting tree is often relatively barren. After an initial snack, they'll move to other trees in the neighborhood in search of more substantial fare, young leaves or bitter seeds and unripe fruit. The stomach is another distinctive feature of the proboscis. Even the male looks pregnant. It may give him a comic appearance, but his potbelly serves a vital function. There might appear to be a limitless supply of food in the trees. However, this isn't the case. Many leaves are too tough and fibrous to be digested properly, and some plants protect themselves with sharp thorns or even poisonous chemicals. Proboscis monkeys are colobines. That is, their stomachs are divided into several sections, somewhat like those of a cow. Inside is a potent fluid rich in bacteria that constantly ferments the leaves into a churning soup. To find enough food, the troop undertakes a daily migration to the forest interior. They're led not by the dominant male, as might be expected, but by a mature female. After the troop has moved inland, the river is left to its other residents. It's still relatively early, but a cold-blooded water monitor has already finished basking in the sun. With his body temperature raised, he now has the energy to head off in search of food. He's a predator, but not the river's biggest. This is an estuarine crocodile, a juvenile. Not much of a threat at this stage, but it may grow to be a 5-meter monster, like this one was. The skull alone is almost a meter long. Moving into the area, a clouded leopard, largest of all of Borneo's cats. It's a capable arboreal hunter and a real danger to any tree-dwelling animal. Due to its specialized feeding requirements, the proboscis will need to travel further and expend more energy than most other monkey species. The troop's territory is along a thin strip of land on either side of the river. Typically, the monkeys will cover up to 2 kilometers a day. They won't move far from the river, usually no more than 500 meters. The daytime routine usually consists of feeding and resting. The rests can last anything from an hour to almost all day. These interludes are necessary to allow time for proper digestion. If food is scarce, the rests will be correspondingly shorter and the travel more intensive. While resting, the group generally remains fairly settled. It's an opportunity for some relaxed grooming and the occasional sleep. It's the dry season in Sabah, and daytime temperatures in this area peak at over 30 degrees Celsius. By the time midday comes around, the sultry temperatures have brought a calm to the forest. Proboscis babies learn to feed by imitating mother. A few months old, and they start to explore further and further afield. They begin to feed for themselves. Mating instincts develop at quite a young age. These juveniles are ready to disturb the peace of the forest. The adults are remarkably tolerant. Up to a point. In later life, these young males will compete for females. Establishing dominance now may well prevent serious injury later. And it's fun. Once disturbed, agitation quickly spreads around the troop. The dominant male won't put up with this kind of behavior. He resorts to an extraordinary nasal call. It's a signal for everyone to settle down. Too late. The noise has attracted the attention of a bachelor troop nearby. These groups are made up of mature males who haven't established their own harems and younger ones who've outgrown the welcome of the troop and been kicked out. This troop includes a couple of very large males who are on the point of making a move for the females. There's going to be trouble. Proboscis monkeys rarely come to physical blows. Posturing, calling, and general chaos are the key elements in a conflict. Fortunately for the dominant male, the whole troop is backing him, for now at least. It's a standoff, but a female intervenes to demonstrate her allegiance to the dominant male. The frustrated challenger retreats. The bachelors will have to try their luck elsewhere. And the dominant male reassures his troop that all's well again. The females decide it's time to head back to the river. The fact that the female proboscis also leads the troop's daily return to the river's edge may have something to do with their need for social interaction. Compared with harem systems of other animals, that of the proboscis is remarkably flexible. Adolescent females often move into a neighboring harem before breeding, and it's not unusual for adult females to shop around as well. At the river's edge, other troops are often close by, and it's a perfect opportunity to size up the attractions of the males. For the dominant male, this is a crucial time. Typically, he'll climb to a high vantage point. From here, he presents an imposing sight to the surrounding females and potential challengers. The river's edge also gives him a better view of how his harem is behaving and makes an excellent lookout for predators. It's time to stock up on food to see them through the night. It's been an exceptionally dry spell, and the moisture content of the leaves is inadequate for their needs. Some of the troop decide to venture to the ground for a drink. They're vulnerable down here. Retreat to the safety of the branches is effected at the first warning. The macaques are also caught up in the panic. Even safer is the other side of the river. Those that can leap from branch to branch. For a few, the distance is just too great. Fortunately, the proboscis are accomplished swimmers. As are the long-tailed macaques. For the baby underneath, this is decidedly hazardous. But they soon learn to work their way round the mother's body. It's been an eventful day for the dominant male, but he's managed to keep his harem together. After all the excitement, he mates again. But this time he's interrupted by cheeky juveniles. They take the opportunity to tweak his nose. The future for these extraordinary animals is by no means secure. Their specialized diet severely restricts the number of available habitats. Although many live in protected areas, humans also like to live along rivers. Proboscis numbers have been decimated by hunting for sport, forest clearing, and the logging that forms a vital part of Borneo's economy. Their status is now officially classified as vulnerable. In the encroaching darkness, the troop settles down for the night. Vulnerable or not, at least they've survived the day.